Hello, I'm Jessica Perks and I run Stone's Throw Farm here in Shrewsbury, Vermont.
My name's Connor Self, and we're a small, diversified veggie and cut flower market garden growing on about 1 acre, doing things by hand and with a great team of employees. And we sell to farmers markets and through our farm stand and some wholesale.
I'm your host, Andy Chamberlain, and I take you behind the scenes to learn how farmers are building their business in sustainable agriculture. These farmer-to-farmer interviews cover a wide range of topics from cropping systems, marketing channels, lifestyle decisions, and lessons learned along the way. This podcast is supported by the University of Vermont Extension and the Vermont Vegetable and Berry Growers Association. It has funding from the Vermont Agency of Agriculture, Food, and Markets as part of a specialty crop block grant. Unfortunately, the end of that grant funding is coming to a close soon. So if you enjoy the show and would like to help keep more episodes coming, please consider making a donation. Any amount is greatly appreciated and can be made on our website, thefarmershare.com/support. Thank you. Today's episode comes to you from Shrewsbury, Vermont, where we visit with Jess and Connor of Stone's Throw Farmstead. They're young farmers who are in their third season after moving to Vermont and focused on building up a 1-acre market garden to be part of the community and support the local farmers market. We start off by looking at the farm stand, microgreens setup, and how they've laid out their farm. They utilize several cat tunnels, intercropping, and manage it all with hand tools. We then sit down and learn a bit more about where they got their farming backgrounds, why they got into agriculture, and why they chose to settle in Vermont. I hope you enjoy this episode. Thanks for listening.
The farm, we moved here, it's been 3 years, this is our third summer here, and it's a 16-acre property, and there's about a 6-acre hayfield over there, and that's where most of our veggies are grown. And then we also immediately transition the front and backyards into flower beds, which have been hit by frost by now.
Yeah.
And so we mostly grow out there in the hayfield, but then there's a few gardens around the house. And then this is our little greenhouse. A neighbor had this on their property up the hill from us, and we needed one. And they're like, "You guys want this?" And we're like, "I don't know. It's a little small and a little flat, but it's for free." And so we dismantled it and then invested some money into it.
Yeah.
And got her fired up, and we got a VCRD grant to get a wood-fueled rocket stove there that goes all through the night, so we can sleep through the night using wood fuel in this space, which is, kind of a dream come true. It's definitely a little undersized. Like, we've been doing more paper pot to keep it lean and just quicker turnaround in the space, and have reduced the aisleways a lot just to get all the plants in here that we want when we need to. But so far it's been a great little starter greenhouse.
Yeah, it's working.
Yeah,
it's just big enough.
We'll have to replace it with a bigger one
eventually
in the next couple years. So.
Yeah.
But so far it's working.
Have you added any posts in the middle for snow load?
In the winter, we put up some 4x4s.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we rake the roof. Anytime.
We get up to rake the roof.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see it's an oldie, and it's definitely been flattened.
And they weren't using it, so it was not inflated and not being raked.
Yeah.
And it didn't collapse on them, so it's a good sign, I guess.
Yeah. Well, inflation does help.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we haven't had any issues with it so far. It's been up 2 winters now.
Yeah.
So.
Got some heirloom mums going?
Yeah. So we got these this year, and I'm just growing them out in pots, and I'm going to overwinter them and then propagate a bunch of them in the spring, and then put them in a tunnel next year. And with the organic certification, these aren't certified organic mums, and those don't exist anywhere in the world anyway.
Right.
But if I grow out my own stock, then I can plant them out, and our flowers are certified organic too. So that's kind of our workaround.
Yeah, my wife got a few this summer to try. And they're just coming in looking pretty.
I know. They come in when everything else is about to say goodbye, and they're fabulous. Look at the colors and the forms. They're going to be really fun, and I think will give us an edge on the flowers in the fall once everything else has been nipped by frost. So.
Right.
And some of them are perennial too, some are not, but I'm excited about the perennial ones that are hardy enough to our zone. And then, yeah, we also use this space to cure and dry down our onions, which has worked out well.
Right.
Should we look at the microgreens?
Oh yeah, we could pop into the microgreens. Yeah, so we've known for years that like microgreens are a great add-on to the market garden, and finally this winter we rolled them out and they've been awesome. And we use this space in our mudroom as our like microgreen area, and we have a bunch of metro racks in here. Is Bianca in here?
No.
Oh, Bianca's already. Bianca was just cutting a bunch for us. So we have all these racks with lights, and
Nice.
we just sew them into paper pot trays. And then we got these sweet like boot trays offline, and we bottom water.
So we bottom water everything.
And we can keep these guys going year round.
Yep.
And they've been a really great crop for us. They've gotten us into new markets, like new co-ops that we didn't have access to before. And then we also make this mix called our elevation mix, which has lettuce as the base, and then pea shoots and radish microgreens and like a baby green. It's usually baby kale, but also alternates with arugula or mustard or whatever we have coming in from the field. And that's been like a super popular product for us.
Boot trays, these.
These things,
Yeah.
Like rubber boot. Yeah.
Yeah.
You set your boots in.
Yeah, for anyone who's looking for a bottom watering tray that will fit a paper pot that has room around the tray, these are from schoolsupply.com,
Like just
and it's a
big enough
boot
to
tray.
Yeah, exactly.
Water it like that.
Yeah,
Makes it easy.
they've worked really well and they've been pretty durable.
We did that too. I got some metro racking that was 24 inches deep, and then we got 4 foot long boot trays essentially to do the same thing.
Yeah.
So you could, but they were almost exactly the same as the 1020, so it was still kind of a pain to water. But
Yeah.
at that point, we were carrying them in and out of the basement to another house, on cold mornings, and that was nice because we could carry the two of us all 4 trays at the same time. It's a carrying device too.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, we still start a lot of stuff in the basement, so
Yeah.
there's a lot of carrying up the stairs in the spring.
Yeah, and carrying down the stairs,
Yeah,
all
fun,
the soil.
Fun.
Oh, yeah.
You know how it is.
But the basements are so useful. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like
They are.
got drainage, it's
They don't freeze.
yeah.
So, what are your primary markets?
We do Rutland Farmers Market and the Ludlow Farmers Market, and then that's probably about 40% of our sales, and then maybe 30% is from the farm stand, and then wholesale is the rest of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems like there's tons of demand in all 3 of those areas. We haven't had any trouble selling stuff.
So we just closed this because everybody forgets that local food exists beyond Labor Day. But
Yeah, this is open
so
until
unfortunate,
the
but-
beginning of October, but
Yeah.
from June to October, we stock our veggies in here, and then like local snacks and drinks.
we just
and,
closed it this weekend. We haven't
Yeah.
fully emptied out yet.
Yeah.
and then we get a lot of hikers from the Appalachian Trail and Long Trail, so they come and buy ice cream and chocolate milk and cheese. And
Snacks.
And
Yeah.
sometimes a bunch of carrots. if you tell
sometimes
them.
the veggies, but they don't eat as much salad as they should.
Yeah, well, because they're so calorie hungry. Like we need to have like more
They just
calorie
look
dense
for the most
vegetables.
calories
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
go with that. We used to have it in the mudroom, and then we got a grant to sort of put up some more walls and lighting and electrical to move it out here in the barn.
And then we set up a little pergola out there. So for future workshops, like hosting like community gatherings and workshops has always been part of the vision, and we're slowly rolling that out. I think this year kind of feels like we got closer to it, and we hosted a NOFA pizza social here in this space, and it worked out really well. And lots of
By far
pretty much everything that Acorn sells is in here.
A little bit of this and a little bit of that. And
Yeah.
all your local stuff. Yeah, the value added from all the local.
Yeah,
Yeah. We got a barcode scanner this year. That was fun.
big upgrade. Do you
yeah.
guys have one
Wait.
of yours?
No, I was this close to doing it this spring,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, and then I got busy, and that was the last I thought about it. Now maybe next year.
It's so easy. It is like so worth the investment. I mean, it's not even that expensive.
Yeah.
And then the setup isn't really that much. Like I think you would save a lot of headaches and like potential product losses.
Well, and it would speed up checkout and reduce
Yeah.
confusion, and
Yeah.
and I think that would help. But then I was thinking like, well, how much value-added stuff do we have that has a barcode versus we've got 20 different veggie crops.
Yeah.
That's also kind of a pain. So then do I have a sheet on the wall with like corn and onions or...
We haven't done the vegetables yet, but it felt like a good first step just to
and
get
I thought,
all the
well,
other
maybe
stuff.
I could split it too. So they're using the barcode for all the packaged stuff, and then you just have the home page on the iPad with
Yeah, that's kind of where we're
buttons.
at.
Yeah.
What system do you have?
We use Wix.
Okay.
Wix is our website, and then it's also our store. So we wanted a website that we could easily pivot to like online sales or accommodation and stays or events and stuff. And so that website seemed to offer a lot of that functionality. And this is the tablet that they sell to work with their software.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like all of them. You know, it has the buttons and the categories and the search bar. And folks can check themselves out with no major drama usually.
Yeah, most people figure it out.
Yeah.
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 And is it fairly locked out so they can't get into the backside of things?
Yeah. So we have it set up to a certain like role that is always logged in, and you can't. Like, you would be blocked if you try to, put in, do anything suspicious on there. Yeah. So yeah, it's worked out pretty good.
What percentage of your sales do you think is credit card versus cash?
Well, here it is totally credit card or a farm card, because we didn't want a cash box that would walk off like they always inevitably do.
Yeah.
So we just set it up with credit card, and then we also offer our farm gift card, which we just call our farm card. So, and it kind of functions like a CSA. We push it in the beginning of the season. We throw on a little extra as a thank you for supporting the farm early in the season, and then they can use it here or at the farmers market. Yeah, or online when we go online for the winter. So we'll offer stuff on our online store in the wintertime, and we do delivery, or if people can pick up. The farm card's been great, and people just scan it with the barcode scanner, so it's really easy for them to use. And most folks pay for it with either cash or a check. So we save some of those credit card fees. So
okay,
and it costs like less than $1 to make, so totally worth it. Yeah.
So this is all card, and then the farmers market, it's like 10%. People pay with card.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the Rutland Farmers Market is great with paying with cash or the tokens.
That's funny.
Yeah, they're like anti-card. It's pretty awesome, and they all bring their own bag. It's a really good farmers market in that way. We'll come back and visit the wash pack.
Yeah. In use now.
This is our spray station. Looks like everybody else's spray station. Hoses and a pallet on the grass.
Basic.
We do have hopes to put like a lean-to on the back of this garage and have a doorway going into the garage where our wash pack is. And so we could have like an extension of the wash pack and do a lot of like root spraying out here and tote washing undercover, and it'd be a bit more of a dignified space and not so much mess.
Did you build that building?
No. So when we moved to this property, there was this garage, this 3-bay garage, this barn, and the house, and these fenced-in paddocks around the barn. And there was like nothing else. There was no gardens or anything, or deer fence. And there was a frost-free in the garage. And like as soon as we toured the property and we saw the frost-free, we just had like wash pack eyes all over that space. They're like, this is perfect. There's drainage.
Like one bay has
concrete.
already been closed off.
Yeah.
No garage door. And so they were getting ready to convert it into something, but we just converted it into the wash pack, and it's...
I was just noticing that header here on this back wall.
That was already there too, I know. Yeah.
Waiting for
Wash pack
another roof.
Exactly, it's meant to be.
Yeah. So
that's convenient.
That'll be another grant we'll have to apply for to do that. Maybe put a slab down. We really like the wheelability. Like the concrete floor on the inside is awesome. Like everything's on wheels and just like feels so much more body friendly.
Well, it'd be real easy to just bring that all the way around your door.
A little apron.
Yeah.
So we'd love to keep it wheel friendly when we do decide to dig into this project. But I don't know, putting down a slab is so expensive.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's like maybe just gravel. That'll hold us
Gravel's
for a while.
one step closer to the concrete.
Yeah. But yeah, we like the fact that there wasn't too much infrastructure here, because we didn't want an old dairy farm with silos falling down. Outbuildings to maintain.
When we were shopping for farms, like we really were inspired by Ben Hartman's Lean Farm, model, and like we wanted a property that didn't have a lot of aging infrastructure. We wanted a property that was like resilient with like water and like woods, and felt a little insulated, like wasn't surrounded by a lot of other farms. And also a place like if we gave up farming could be a great like homestead property. And, and because we knew we were going to invest a lot of time and energy and like plantings on this land, and we might not want to walk away from it just when we decided to stop farming vegetables. So when we toured this place, it just checked so many boxes, and it was close to the AT. We're like, oh, we'll like trail run every day. That hasn't happened once in 3 years.
Yeah.
This project right here, we've had a lot of ponding here in
So
spring
like
and summer.
the one wet spot on the farm, but it's our main path out to the field. So in a wet year, we were walking through the mud for most of the season.
Over and over and over again.
So now we've got the channel reshaped, and we can put a bridge over it. It used to be a stream, and then they had horses in here for years and kind of shallow,
the hoof shot.
mucked it all up.
Yeah.
And so the channel was kind of lost, and then the mud kept getting bigger and bigger.
And the crew wants to wear like, sandals and stuff on the farm. We're like all about like wearing your chacos and tivas if you want to, but no one wants to go through the mud and that. So yeah, we had to do it for like team morale and spirit.
Well, you picked a good dry year to do a little
we
excavation.
got lucky that
for
way.
sure.
Yeah.
And this space too, we're working with NRCS to do a bunch of tree plantings. And this paddock, we're just going to plant out a bunch of like elderberry and willow and winterberry, I think. And we're excited for this next year. We're going to start investing a lot more in perennial plantings, and it's always been a dream since we met and we started thinking about farming. Is like, yes, the annual veggies and flowers, but like, let's put some roots down with perennials. And we've been kind of biding our time and like kind of watching the land and trying to find the money and the resources to invest in perennial plantings. I think starting this fall and next year, we're going to do like blueberries. We're doing a lot of peony, a big peony planting, that NRCS planting. We'd love to do kiwi berries. So I feel like it's all starting to take shape.
Supposed to do some alley cropping too, so we're going to put fruit trees kind of in amongst the veggie blocks. And and then perennial understory under the fruit trees. But it should be fun.
Oh, shoot, we were supposed to come out here with some unmarketable kale to keep these guys happy.
I gave them some. But
they're working on a pile of something there.
They're still hungry.
Yeah.
Boy, they are cute.
Aren't they? So that's our little flock of sheep and 3 alpacas, and we got them as soon as we landed here, because when we got here, the grass was like 6 feet tall everywhere. We're like, okay. Connor and I are pretty staunchly anti-tractor.
Yeah.
Or were and still are, but kind of budging a little bit. But we didn't want to have a bush hog and a tractor, and so we're like, we'll get some sheep and they'll manage the land for us. And they do a great job. But they're a lot of work because we rotate them every day and they always get fresh grass.
Yeah, it definitely takes more time than sitting on a bush hog once or twice a year.
But we also send some to the slaughterhouse every year, and we get their meat and their fiber back, and we get the skins tanned. And
what breed are these?
These are a mix of Icelandics and Coopworths. It's like those guys there.
Yeah, they're all kind of mixed breed at this point.
It's kind of a motley
We
crew
kind
at
of
this
just
point.
find whatever ram we can get a hold of in the fall. We don't keep our own ram, so last year we bred them with a Romney.
I think we're probably breaking a lot of like sheep rules. Like we
We're not
don't
too
take them
serious
really
about it.
seriously. We're just like, they're cute. They love to eat grass. They'll eat our scraps.
They're ridiculously cute.
They're really sweet. Neighbors love to come see them. We love to just like look out of the windows in the house and like see them grazing in the periphery around the veggie fields.
Did you say llama or alpaca?
Alpaca.
They're alpacas. Yeah. But we call them llamas all the time. But they are alpacas. But
We wanted llamas, but this is what we found. So
yeah.
Alpaca eating kale.
Yeah.
Thank you. My Instagram will now explode.
Yes. Yes, they're very on trend right now.
So they're your lawnmowers.
There are lawnmowers. We also use them, like if there's a new block that we want to open up in this. So this is a hay field. This is like the 6-acre hay field I mentioned. It's been hayed for at least 30 decades and is pretty...
30 years.
30 years, yeah. And and is pretty depleted. It's like a sandy loam soil. What is it, middleberry?
Silt loam and middleberry loam.
Middleberry loam and Pauline silt loam.
Yeah, it feels pretty sandy.
It feels very sandy and beachy sometimes, especially in some areas. And yeah, pretty depleted when we got here. And we also saw the value of these guys munching and like restoring fertility as they went.
Oh, yeah.
And so we will put them in areas that we are going to transition to veggie cropping and let them like eat down the grass and do their thing in that space. And then we'll usually tarp it or mow it or something and then tarp it and then get in there. And then we practice pretty low tillage, like no tillage, it's mostly low till because we do initiate new ground with the tiller.
Yep.
And so we'll like tarp a area and then bring the tiller in after it's all been kind of cooked off and work in the limestone and some amendments and kind of kickstart a bed that way. And then the idea is that bed won't see a tiller again unless it's like an emergency situation, which doesn't happen. And the tarp is also like our plan A emergency response, and like the tiller is plan B.
Yeah.
Like if it is scary somewhere, like we can just throw a tarp on it and give it a couple months, and it'll be like a gorgeous blank slate under there, and we just start over.
Cover it up and forget about it for a while.
Yeah, it's a really sweet tool, these tarps. So
you're using landscape fabric
Yeah.
for tarps.
yes, not silage
easier
tarps.
to move around
Yeah.
and lightweight and
Yeah,
I don't know. We've always done it this way. I've never done it side by side with silage tarp, but we've used heavier tarps and just got old
Yeah.
dragging them around. And the nice thing is these don't puddle, so you're not dealing
Right, it
with
lets the water
slimy
through.
like frog eggs and slugs and stuff.
yeah.
A little less nasty.
And
Yeah.
the sandbags, like we didn't want to have sandbags on this farm. You won't see
Okay.
them anywhere. And we wanted the farm to be as body friendly as possible and like minimal like lugging around heavy bags of rocks and sand. And so the tarp was like one of those options. Like we can just staple this down. Like it's
Yeah.
way more accessible to folks. And I like that they do drain and like let water onto the soil, and they still do the job like great as far as like the occultation goals, like killing off the top foliage. So yeah, they work good. And we don't use them permanently anywhere. Like we won't burn holes into any of these. They'll just be used to like cover up a block or initiate a new block. And we have right now out here 4 Farmer's Friend cat tunnels that we move about once a year. It takes about a morning, 2 people to break one down and set it up. And we'll leave, where are the anchors? There's oh, here we go. You can see here, they kind of like transition between 2 zones. And we'll just leave the anchor rebars in place.
Yeah.
So that saves some work. We'll like dismantle this and put it there. And that just buys us a little more time in our short growing season here in Shrewsbury. And we also didn't want to run into that like inevitable
Salt buildup.
Yeah.
and so like every year the tomatoes are somewhere else, and then that block, gets rained on for a season and
Right.
don't have all the salts. But yeah, we'll plant something, like these greens here, and then they're already growing. We'll move the tunnel right over them now that tomatoes are done.
Okay, and then that'll be your fall.
That'll be winter,
Winter
fall,
greens.
winter, and then the tomatoes will be there next year, and greens will be here. And
Did you notice our really healthy crop of grass?
Yeah, I was wondering if that was perennial or annual.
that was a choice. Yeah, we're trying grass pathways, and so that was just like, the pasture that grew back in the aisleways,
Okay.
and we just mow it.
With push mower.
Yeah, it's a lot of mowing.
So how's
that's
that
what we're running
been
into.
working trying to grow greens between pasture?
It works. I mean, the greens are great. Obviously the grass stays one step ahead of us sometimes.
It's been hard to prioritize the mowing.
Yeah, it's
And
always hard to move that to the top of the list.
And you can already see it happening here. Like we really should have mown this a while ago, but
Yeah.
it's starting to like get tall and like curl over
Flop.
the crop, and then like that will kind of cramp the style of the crop that's growing there. There's not a crazy edge effect that you'll see, but if the grass gets really tall and shaggy and starts to fall over into the veggie beds,
When it looks like good grazing, it's
Yeah.
been too long.
yeah, exactly. The sheep are over there licking their lips, looking at this stuff. Yeah, it's like the only green grass on the whole farm because it gets irrigated.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, it
With
looks pretty
overhead.
yeah,
Yeah.
it looks pretty lush. But we still like it. And the mower, we have a little electric push mower that like one pass gets it, and it's like awesome. It's like really nice to mow, and easy to. But we're running into issues with wireworm year over year, and blocks that we thought like, okay, why is this like still an issue? Like we heard like residues often attracting wireworm, and so we thought new blocks that we incorporated a lot of like the pasture sod or like cover crops into, like that makes sense, but we're still seeing that, and it just sucks to lose so many crops, like storage crops to that pest. So we heard that the grass pathways could be,
Part of the problem. It works really well, like when we're growing cut flowers and you have a nice tall crop, and you can run the mower through and not worry about blowing grass into the baby greens. But when you have to get in there with the weed whacker, it's dangerous to the baby greens.
Right. And then you're flinging
Yeah.
grass.
And then it dries on the leaves and it doesn't wash off.
Yeah. And we know other farms will like row cover when they weed whack around their beds, but we just like, I don't know, it's
a lot of
such
work.
a pain.
Yeah.
And then like we're trying to like mow and weed whack the pathways, so you can't have the cover in the way. So
Well, and how's the weed management within there? So is this all paper potted? So you get a jump start there?
No, well, we've been kind of lucky. I mean, it's only the third year. Our annual weed pressure isn't that bad yet.
Okay.
So, when we start a new bed, we don't have a problem This is all direct seeded.
So this was tarped?
This was actually
these were onions. So we flipped
and
them
then,
out.
Yeah, we did a lot of work by hand to just clean them up with rakes and hose, and then direct seeded it.
Yeah, but you can see the quack grass there. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's starting to show up. It's like starting to creep from like the furthest block. Like every year, it's crept a little further up the field, and that's been a real pain. And we're thinking like some beds or blocks that are just really bad with the quack, we're just going to put a tarp over for like a whole season.
Okay.
And try to push it back. But yeah, the weed control hasn't been that bad in the areas where the quack grass isn't an issue.
I mean, it look whatever you're doing looks like it's working pretty good as far as managing these beds. I mean, it looks like a row of lettuce that could be picked. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should be picked.
Yeah.
But yeah, we use the paper pot for a lot, and then we do a lot of direct seeded baby greens.
And we've been using the Earthway and the paper pot all along.
Yeah.
And then this summer we finally bit the bullet and bought the Jang,
Yep.
which we're still working out the kinks.
Yeah. I think this was all Jang seeded.
Yeah.
And then we also got one of those greens harvesters.
yeah.
So that's what we're fine tuning in for next year. It's pretty awesome when you don't have quack grass. Yeah.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you have to pick out the grass afterwards, it's not as fun.
Yeah. And we should have said too, like our focus here on the farm is mostly veggies. It's like 90% veggies, mixed veg, and like 10%ish flowers, and some herbs too mixed in there, included with the veggies. And the veggies that we grow are mostly baby greens and like roots.
Okay.
And tomatoes. Like cherry tomatoes are a really big crop for us. Slicers, obviously not like a real winner there. We do not take the slicing tomatoes very seriously, and
well, we are in the first week of October
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're ugly now, but that's how it goes.
but yeah, we do well with the cherry tomatoes and all the baby greens and our microgreens. So those crops are ones that people are starting to like recognize us and like come to us for over and over again, and we've dialed in this season really like awesome consistency for all of our top crops, like having them week over week, which feels like a success.
Yeah, and then we do some roots, beets and carrots and radish and turnip. And that's the majority. I think we're narrowing our crop list every year.
Yeah. Yep.
We do some fun experiments, cabbages. This was like a fun variety of cabbage from fruition seeds called Mermaid's Tail that actually we planted it super late, but we put it in the tunnel because we want to try to save seed from it and have it again next year. Fruition Seeds, stopped selling seeds
Oh, okay.
last year, so we figured we'd try to save our own.
Yeah.
And Yeah.
I think they're heading up. Oh yeah.
They're gonna do something, maybe.
You see a head there, right?
They'll make a seed eventually.
Tell me it's coming.
We know it's late, but they'll be fine.
Yeah.
I have some Indian corn like that. It's like you're gonna dry down, right? Come on.
Yeah.
Positive vibes. Positive vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna transplant some parsley in there for overwintered parsley, and we'll have these leeks in here, and who knows what these cabbages will do. Yeah.
Haven't given up yet.
Yeah.
Leeks are looking good.
Yeah. Here's a cool little thingy we came up with this summer. Like with the cat tunnels, closing the doors and securing them has always been an ongoing challenge.
Yeah.
And you know, they're scissor style doors, and before we had like a bolt that would go through both of them, like an eye bolt.
Now we just lock them in place with these Lincoln logs, 2x4s, 2x6s.
Yeah, this like wood thing is anchored into the ground with some rebar, and then we can open one door, and it doesn't go back and forth a lot. Like it doesn't go like front and back or left to right. That was always an issue.
Yeah, we wanted like as little framing on the end walls as possible because we keep them open all season, but then when we move the tunnels, you know, it's one less thing we have to rebuild.
Did you see that somebody else, or is that your own ingenuity?
The scissor doors, I mean, the style of doors we definitely just saw on YouTube, but it took us a while to figure out how to keep them closed like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We've seen something similar to it on another farm we worked on, but not quite this. Because with this type of door, there's a lot of blowing in, and if we want to have crops coming all the way to the end without like this little edge, like the sacrifice zone, right? That's like in every tunnel, and this
Keeps the doors
the door in place and they won't blow in and like hit all those cabbages and carrots and fennel and stuff and like knock them back, which is an issue we were having a lot with the scissor door before. Yeah. You can also see up there our like 10-foot T-posts left over from our Deer Fence project. Mm-hmm. They've been a nice tool for our trellis infrastructure in here. So those are just like going across, and we tie up the hortonova netting to them. We also tie up the tomatoes to them.
The what netting?
The hortonova.
Haven't heard of that.
Like this plastic mesh.
Yeah.
Plastic mesh.
Yeah. So it's what we use for peas, and then in the flowers it gets used horizontally to hold things.
Yeah.
I know what you mean now.
What do you call it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Flower netting is probably what I would have called it. It's not the right term.
So every block is the same. It's 10 beds or 10 or 11 beds, and if it has an 11th bed, it's a dedicated perennial flower bed.
Okay.
But we always grow 10 beds of vegetables in each block, and they're about 50 feet. They're 50 feet long by 40 feet wide. Yeah. They have 4 sprinklers across the block, and every bed is irrigatable, and we are able to pool water from the cold river on the edge of the property and have water on every single bed.
Wow.
It's pretty awesome.
All at the same time?
All at the same time.
Wow.
Yeah.
With just a little Harbor Freight gas pump.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And we just calculated today, we're like at an acre.
Okay.
Of
I was
all,
wondering.
all of our
count,
blocks.
Like, the blocks, there's like 23 of them now or something, so each is about 2,000 square feet.
Including the pathways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we left really big like drive lanes, even though we don't have tractors.
Yeah.
Because we probably want to put some hedgerow in the middle here, some kind of
Blueberries.
Fruit
Yeah.
bushes or trees or pollinator plantings, and
Keeps your options open.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
And every now and then we bring the car in and we need to harvest something big, or
Right.
it's easy to drive around.
Or to unload the new tunnel. So 2 more tunnels are waiting in the wing here.
Yeah, I call that elbow room.
Yeah.
So it's good.
Yeah.
You don't regret having space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you said, just to pull the car in and unload something.
Yeah.
Right. But we don't have a tractor, and we don't have any kind of motorized farm vehicle other than the cars. So.
Oh, what about the BCS?
Well, no, we don't have like a golf cart or a
Yeah.
side by side.
Not
or
yet.
anything,
I'm
so
fighting for a golf cart.
We
with the
pull
dump
everything
bed.
with those hand carts.
Yeah. Yeah. Human powered. We come from We've been farming since 2013 on other
Yeah.
people's veggie farms.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
certified organic veggie farms, all tractor based, like tillage, plastic mulch, that whole thing. And I think by the end of that, we were just like, I don't know. If that, we were really inspired by like the lean market gardens that were human powered or just BCS tillage and
super small.
super small.
And doing things by hand, because you can actually be more intensive and still have a lot of people working on a small amount of acreage.
Mm-hmm.
So we visited some farms like that and then sort of came up with what we wanted to do here. But
So how many people do you have out here with you?
yeah, so this year we had, for the bulk of the season, we had like 1.5 full-time equivalents, but split over like 5 people.
Mm-hmm.
So just a lot
Okay.
of lot of part-timers.
Yeah.
A lot of people that just come like 1 day a week or 2 half days a week. And
Yeah.
it's fun to have a big crew on some days, and then other days just have the place to ourselves.
Yeah.
So that was big step up. Last year we just had one person doing 8 hours or 10 hours.
Are you guys full-time on the farm?
I'm full-time on the farm, and Jess
Full time and a half,
is
each of us.
yeah, right. What's full-time for the farmer? For the owner, it's whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jess does full-time on the farm plus 25 hours at Acorn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
No, I know. I hate that. I hate it when people ask me that question.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, I'm, like I said, I'm time and a half and part-time pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're 3 years in, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're trying to build infrastructure.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's hard.
It's hard. It's hard right now. Yeah, real growing pain. And the spring, I think we're finally getting to that point where we can afford more labor, and like this will be the
Yeah.
year for the first time that Connor will take home some money
um,
from the farm.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit.
A little bit.
A
Yeah.
little bit.
A little bit.
Tiny
I am
bit.
like, I'll be a volunteer forever.
Yeah.
But in the start of the season, in the spring, when we were starting to hire folks, we thought it would be more resilient for us to bring on a lot of part-time folks.
Mm-hmm.
So there would always be a backup person. Like everybody could do a little extra if we needed to, if somebody was out or sick or injured or something. And we could have like a sweet team of like 5 people in one day and like mob big projects. And really, it's been awesome. But the drawback we've discovered now that we're getting to the end of the season is that folks didn't gain enough experience, like cumulative experience over the season. If they came in 1 day a week, they might not see that. If they weren't on the same task every week, they would like
a lot of
lose that
retraining.
skill.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so it felt like we were retraining a lot just to keep people up to speed on tasks. So there were a few tasks that we really nailed down that everybody can do, but then there's a lot that we just, like, it's always like, okay, we're all relearning this again because you haven't done it in a week or two. So
Or
Yeah.
or we like to change things up for people and give them different things, but then it's a
Then
month.
you're always working with
And
them
it's a
to
month.
retrain them.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
You can't
So-
divide and conquer as easily.
yeah.
We might have set it up differently next year so we get maybe
Less people doing more time.
2 people doing half time or
Because we can't do it alone either. We definitely need the help.
yeah.
Right.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's been a big one. Yeah. It makes it so much more enjoyable to have other people here too. Like you just get so much more done
Hmm.
and it's more fun.
Yeah.
Mhm.
When we were farming on other farms, we always loved that part of
Having a
the
big crew.
dynamic.
Yeah.
That like working on a crew and like building friendships so quickly with people and like working through the good days and the bad days together to get stuff done, and just it's a really cool thing that can happen on a farm alongside the people that you work with, and we're excited that we could start to build that here this year with more folks being on the team. Yeah, this year we're growing more storage crops just to answer some wholesale demand. We won't do a winter farmers market, but we wanted to be able to offer more storage crops to our wholesale customers through the winter. So we have beets and carrots and grew a bunch of daikons and potatoes,
And
a
onions.
lot of onions.
Yeah.
Not too much of those things, and no cabbage. We're still wary of some of those like really bottom dollar storage crops like potatoes and cabbage, butternut.
Onions, surprisingly, whenever we do the math, feels like it definitely pays its way. People will pay good money for onions.
And we paper pot our onions. They're like the easiest crop for us to grow.
Yeah.
Like it took you like half an hour to plant out a block of onions.
Yeah.
And oh man, they grow great here. So we want to double down on those next year and grow a lot more.
Yeah.
We haven't really crunched the numbers on like all the crops and like actually the cost of production, like any of them, really. Maybe the microgreens. The microgreens.
Well, we look at like revenue per bed.
Yeah.
And the time spent in the bed. But
Start broad and then whittle it down by what you like to do first. And
Yeah.
then whittle it down what you have a market for second.
Yeah.
Then pencil out what's really making the money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And pretty much every year that we've been here, like year 1 was this first row of beds of like 7 or so, or blocks rather.
Yeah.
And then year 2 was this row of blocks. And then this year we broke into row C. And how many more do we have over here?
Yeah, so now there's like 23, and then I think we have room to put in a 4th row.
The first year we were here, we saw flooding, or the anniversary of our first year here rather. We had flooding from the cold river, that July 10th, that, everywhere flooded. And the water came up.
Well, yeah, spilled over the banks right where our pump is, and then sort of filtered through the deer fence and into part of our field. But
maybe like 50 feet away from the back edge of this block. So we've been definitely prioritizing this like high ground over here. You see the slope, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's probably like the flattest field in Shrewsbury.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's a nice gentle grade for drainage. That's exactly what it is.
Oh, it's exceptionally well drained. Yeah. A little too well drained. But yeah, I think we'll start branching out over there. And we also want to put more perennials over there, like blueberry. Our blueberry planting is kind of slated for that area. So if the water does come in a future flood event, like they can go
Yeah,
under.
so it looks like you've got space for a row D, another 50 foot of beds.
Yeah.
Of the quicker, less risky, should it flood
exactly.
kind of crops.
Yeah. We'll put our butternuts there.
Or flood hardy.
Yeah.
perennials.
No, yeah, I think we'd put like the baby greens. We learned that from the Intervale this year about how they are kind of changing out their crop plan, and those more vulnerable sites on the farm, they're putting those like high turnover, quick crops, and like having some waiting in the wing in the greenhouse if in case a flood event does happen, they can just tear out and replace.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, so that would be the move for those.
Keep some backup
reserves.
reserves.
Yeah, the greenhouse is so big, and we've got plenty of room.
Yeah, you got plenty. Everybody has plenty of greenhouses.
Yeah, that's not the problem.
Well, as long as the flood comes on July 10th every year and we can plan for it.
Yeah. Well, it is. Yeah.
It didn't flood this year or last year, so we got really worried after that, it flooded the first year, and talked to a bunch of people. But since the water really stayed on the edge of the field and has a place to drain out through a culvert, everybody was like, well, it didn't really mess you up, in 23, so you're probably good for a while.
Right.
It didn't make it to the majority of our gardens, and it has a way of draining off the land without interfering with anything. So we've been feeling better and better about it. It's a little unnerving the first year, but the soil drains so well that we never have, muddy spots, or, don't have trouble getting machinery in here because we don't own machinery. So it's really great in a rainy year. The only problem is it drains all our nitrogen out.
Yeah.
And that's been the challenge, I think. Yeah. It's just we've been
building fertility, because it's been pretty depleted just being hayed for so long.
And we've been pretty light-handed with fertilizer, and we're realizing that's really the ticket to success on a sandy soil. It's just dumping it on. Yeah.
And once we have more blocks, the goal is to cover crop more.
Yeah.
That we can take some out of production each year and put them in cover crops. So,
are you doing much for cover cropping now, or?
We're gonna put like probably 4 or 5 blocks in a late sown rye. It's getting down to the wire here, but I think we're gonna get a few spots of rye in. And we did some last year and experimented with like crimping it and tarping it, and mixed success. it crimped fine and it tarped fine. It killed the rye, but when it came time to plant into it, it was like going to be not good enough mulch to just plant straight into it by hand. And so then we ended up like raking it off and putting it in the pathways. And it looked nice.
Yeah, and the crops actually look really good down there because it looked like a beach down there. When we sowed that cover crop, I was like, oh my gosh, this soil looks horrible. There's like no life here. But actually the crops have been looking pretty good. And yeah, we sneak in a few beds, a few blocks every year in cover crop. We like a peanut, and we did some crimson clover last year, and
buckwheat.
Buckwheat will sneak in. Yeah, I mean the dream was always like having like a third of the farm in cover crop at any given point, but it's like the demand is still there. Like we can just keep growing more and more, but I think we're realizing we need a little bit more labor to have like speedier turnover. Like this kind of stuff is already happening.
Like something
and like
is done and then it just
it's a
sits
failure,
there.
Right? This bed that hasn't been flipped as soon as we harvested it. Yeah. So.
Or like baby kale that just got picked and then sat there because didn't have time to replant it.
Yeah, that's the goal for next year. Just like see much quicker turnover over these beds. Like they will get eventually turned over, but like we don't
on
want
the
them
same
to turn
footprint,
into
we
this.
could be producing more if we just had more labor. Just
Yeah, the labor. Just need more labor.
Well, what do you mean? You're not bursting with motivation this time of year to just flipping stuff?
I've checked out.
Yeah.
And we have volunteers help out on the farm in addition to paid labor, and we also host woofers, which has been really fun. We've done a lot of woofing. Are you familiar with woof?
Familiar, yeah.
And we've done a lot of that in our past, and are excited to be on the other side of the coin and host people for the first time. And we get so many people that have never been on a farm working or volunteering like a day in their life and get here and just like honestly hit the ground running with like a great like eagerness and curiosity to learn, and like really we've been so impressed with the folks that have come and just like picked up skills and like
and
the
they
flow of
work.
the process.
Well, I guess if they're part of the woofing, like they want to learn.
They want to
they
learn,
Which
yeah.
is huge.
Yeah.
motivated and work, above and beyond what we ask of them, and sometimes harder than our employees. So maybe we'll do more of that next year.
Yeah.
We host them in the house with us, so we do it for a little bit and then we take a break. We don't want house guests all the time.
We gotta let the kitchen get a little messy.
Yeah. But it is fun, and I feel like we've inspired some people that went on to work on other farms. And
That's good.
Yeah.
See, here's the rye.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
These
rye
two
raked
blocks.
into the...
Yeah, this is pretty.
Yeah. It's probably better than the grass for, for some things.
Are these late sunflowers?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna do something. See the buds?
They're coming. They're
They're
trying.
going to be mini sunflowers.
After last fall's really mild fall, or when did we get a frost in November? I had sunflowers this time that matured and like were marketable and harvestable. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna do that again this year.
It's worth the risk to try.
Yeah. Oh
we
yeah.
just kept planting them like every week
Yeah.
until...
We
I don't
paper
know.
pot these guys, so it's effortless. Like they're 6-inch chains. Like this is a cash crop. The sunflowers are awesome.
Do you find there's a season that people like sunflowers, or they buy sunflowers all year round if they could?
Well, they probably would buy them all year round if they could.
Yeah.
But they like them all summer long. I mean, we took bouquets every week to market, and they
Kind of like a tomato. People take a farm fresh tomato anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're great add-ins on the mixed bouquets too. But there's something there. I mean, they might be a little small.
Hey,
Positive
it's October. If somebody wants a flower, that's what you're getting. It's
Yeah,
small.
exactly.
Yeah, they really do start to get stunted this time of the year, and they don't get as vigorous. The ones in like peak summer are like up to here and awesome.
Are these quick hoops?
These are pre-quick hoops. We imported these from New Zealand
Okay.
before
This is
they
what
were
people were
available
using
domestically.
When we were woofing in New Zealand, and we liked them just because we didn't have to have sandbags and hadn't seen them on the market before. But I don't know if anybody's making them now in the U.S. It probably will be soon if they haven't started yet.
But it's the same concept, right?
But yeah,
There's two pieces and
put it over, and then the wire locks into the channel and
it's
goes
great
through this little
because
hole.
you can like slide the fabric like partially open or all the way down if you just want a little bit of ventilation.
Do you like them?
Yeah. The hard part for us is where the soil's compacted. It's hard to get them in the ground.
Okay.
Like if you
A
hit a
little bit.
rock, you end up kinking the aluminum, and then
But if the soil's loose, it's great. They work great, and with like snow on them and stuff. And we can use row cover, or this is like a shade, like a clear shade cloth that we also got shipped in from New Zealand with them. This is kind of a system that they were selling at the time that also offers frost protection or some shade protection or sun protection. And that's nice because the wire can go straight through that fabric. The row cover, obviously you don't want to puncture the row cover or like a protect net with the wire, but you get a nice skirt with this stuff.
Meaning it can flare out at the bottom.
Exactly.
yeah, you just
Yeah.
poke it through and leave a few inches on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so is it Connor Crickmore that's selling these now, the quick hoops?
Well, yeah, his
Some version?
Yeah.
got a different
Yeah.
system, I think, with bungees.
Oh yeah, yep. Are all your cat tunnels the same model?
Yep. Gothic Pro, I think it's called. 16 by 50. Although when I went to order 2 more this year, they made them 16 by 48. And I said, we want all ours to be interchangeable. So they, gave me an extra hoop, and we're going to make it work. But they changed their sizes a little bit. But yeah, it works out perfectly for 4 beds on the inside. And
They feel bigger than my memory.
Yeah.
I think, they only started making 16 foot a few years ago.
And the
They used
peak
to be
also
narrow.
gives the illusion of more volume. Like it's
Yeah.
the old school
They're a little
ones.
taller.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then,
not
people
the
used to do sort of like the sausage end
Yeah.
end wall, and
Yeah.
then you're always ducking under it. And
Yeah.
it's nice to be able to walk right in, upright. The outside beds do get a little cramped for standing up, but
Do you find you like them for some crops more than others? Or, I see everything from greens to tomatoes. So.
yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what they're for. They're great in the winter for greens.
Mm-hmm.
They're, not as much of because of their size, I think we don't get as much temperature buffering as a bigger house, obviously.
Yeah.
So the middle beds do better than the outside beds, but we just sort of planned for that. And then the tomatoes, yeah, they're great in the summer for tomatoes. We do snap peas in one of them in the spring. That was awesome.
The flowers haven't earned the privilege yet of being in a tunnel.
Well, now that we have 6, I think
I'm not bitter.
there's a little bit of tension,
There's 6.
flower veggie tension. Yeah.
Maybe he'll spare half of one.
Yeah.
If only those short little sunflowers had a little extra.
Seriously.
And you got deer fence all around that whole area?
Yeah, first year we put up however many acres of deer fence, and haven't had any problems with deer.
Was that
It
an
works.
out-of-pocket expense, or did you get a grant?
No, we paid for that one.
Wow.
I think it wasn't that bad. I mean, the plastic netting is cheap. The big expense is all the metal posts, and
Those doors.
yeah, and then we bought the door kits from Deer Busters or whatever it's called. But
And Connor and his dad did all the work.
we pounded them in by hand. Yeah. And yeah, it's no complaints. It's easy.
Yeah. The deer only get in when you leave the doors open.
Yeah.
No, we haven't had a single deer there.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's been holding up pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Plastic net.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I think it's rated for like 10 years or something. As long as you don't hit it too much with the weed whacker.
The snow did rip it down a bit. There were sections this spring.
It's only tied up to them with zip ties.
Oh, yeah.
And so when you get a real wet snow, it sticks to it.
Yeah.
And it weighs enough if it ices up to really pull it down.
Yeah.
But it's because the zip ties wear out quicker than the fence does.
Yeah.
Right,
That's
right.
a quick fix in the spring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put it
I
back.
do like that, a toolless fix.
Yeah.
Yeah, I built one like that on another farm previously, and so I sort of knew the system.
Yeah.
Who painted this mural on your barn?
Neither of us.
No? Was it there?
No. So, do you know Dan of Woods Market Garden?
Yeah.
His cousin is a muralist and visits family in New England every summer. She lives in Mexico City, but she did a mural at Woods Market Garden, and I messaged her. I was like, "Are you still local? Like, can you come do one on our barn?" And she came up and did this in 2.5 days.
Wow.
I know. And then
So
we had
she
her
did
out
this one last year, and
Yeah.
then she did the one on the garage this year. And yeah. We're
Yeah,
just going to
she's
have her
great.
keep coming back if she wants to.
Yeah.
And just keep putting murals out.
Yeah, she did
is
this sweet one this summer.
recent one.
Yeah.
Show you the wash pack.
Yeah.
So the previous owners already put like framed out a wall here,
Yeah.
and they had hopes of like putting like a kitchen and bathroom in here and turning the upstairs into like a apartment, I think, but they didn't actually do that, unfortunately. But it also works out. So when we saw it, we're like, oh, this is like a turnkey wash pack. There was a frost free there, so got some sinks and ran some PEX tubing and put in the world's smallest walk-in cooler to start. And we got a bigger one that's like 3 times bigger than that around the corner. And yeah, it was like pretty awesome. And like,
And then we put up
lights.
the washable walls that need to be washed.
Yeah.
And
Backsplash of truss core.
Yeah,
truss
exactly.
cord.
It's like everything is a splash zone. It's all good. It's small. I think like it's some days it feels pretty tight, especially when we're trying to do a lot of greens and then also roots. So that's the wall that we'd want to put in a door and into
put a
our
door through the
future
back and then
wash
Oh,
back
yeah.
extension
build
area
into.
for like a spray zone for roots and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, and then maybe the walk-in could be outside on the edge of that space.
Yes. Yeah.
Because that would free up a lot of floor space
Yeah.
in here.
For sure. And just like 2 people could pick that up and move it. Yeah, that's a good idea. And then we've been using this Panda. This is like a portable washing machine.
Oh, yeah.
This works great for green spinning.
Just
We just put it on the
Just
spin
as is.
cycle. Is it clean in there? Is it?
Well, it's
There's
got greens
in
Oh,
there.
okay, good. Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Micros.
Yeah.
You're using a mesh bag insert,
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
and
just-
this one has a spin cycle, so you can just.
We
yeah.
just program
go.
it to spin, and it just drains into a bucket. We just empty out the bucket.
And
One
then-
day we'll like have it drain into a line that actually drains out the building, but it works great. We could use like 3 more of these Pandas. They're
How,
on-
how expensive is a Panda?
It's not. It's like on Amazon for $100.
Yeah.
I know. It's like, why are
can
more
get 'em
people
at
using these things?
Home Depot or
Yeah.
I mean they're not that big, but
Yeah.
in the winter we can just like pick it up and drain it and make sure
Right,
it doesn't
right.
freeze and
Mm-hmm.
put it inside if we have to.
It's portable,
Yeah.
not too heavy. Looks
Yeah.
like you can fit a lot of microgreens in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it fits about like 1 blue harvest bucket. Like this is like, we'll fill this. This is like a sink load, and then this is what we put in a mesh, pretty much. Then we have like activity boards for the day and like month goals that we try to keep up with. Mostly ignore.
Yeah, right. To take it off your brain.
Definitely need a lot more room in here for like storage of boxes and supplies, extra bags and stuff. So I think we'll put more shelving up
Yeah.
around just to hold all those things, extra stickers and things.
Yeah, you've got space in that corner to add another shelf. How'd you get started farming? I've picked up that you were in New Zealand and you did some woofing and you've been on a few farms, but
Yeah, we both started sort of in college, like summers home from college. I think we both sort of gained our awareness around food in high school and became vegetarian, and then started looking more into agriculture and the sustainability of different systems of agriculture, and then found out that it was a great summer job to work on an organic farm and had a lot of fun, and then just kind of never looked back. We didn't study agriculture, but we just kept working on farms, and then found that it was probably more what we wanted to do than what we studied.
what did you study?
I studied international relations.
Hmm.
Yep. Didn't really want to work for the government or sit in an office all day, so and Jess went to Green Mountain College and studied anthropology, sociology.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like in high school, I started looking closer at the food system. I think if I go way back, I actually trace it back to like my days going to Warped Tour. Do you remember Warped Tour? Like the punk rock summer concert. And I remember one summer going there, and there was like PETA there, and they were showing these like horrible videos of what was happening in the industrial animal food system. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I had no idea. And I was like, this is happening? Like this is really messed up. And that like just was a moment for me where I was like, okay, I need to learn more about this. I need to really start questioning what I'm eating. And I like went vegan, I think, on the spot. But it launched me in this whole examination of the food system and like my environmental ethic and my food ethic. And I found I was like so concerned with the industrial food system and like the monocrop system and industrial ag, and it looked like the animals are having a really hard time in there, the workers, the landscapes involved. I was like, there's got to be a better way. And so in high school, I was like, where's this alternative? Like, there's got to be a better way to produce food for our community. And then I went to college in Vermont, at Green Mountain and Poultney, and there, like, I found people that were like engaging in this other way, like growing food in a small scale, sustainable way. Like there was an on-campus farm, and I started learning how to grow food there, and like sharing food with people and community, and like doing dinners together, and then worked on farms for my summers home in Maryland. And then like Connor said, haven't really looked back. And then like we met up. He was in San Diego and I was in Vermont, and we were both getting into farming and food production independently. And then we met and we went on a date, and we were both describing like a farm that looks just like this on the date that we wanted to have one day. We're like, okay, maybe there's something here. Like we should probably get a second beer and keep talking. And yeah, Connor and I linked up, and we were working on farms in Maryland, organic veggie farms, like tractor, plastic tillage, plastic mulch, tillage, all that stuff, like farmers market, CSA model, like all under like 10 acres, mixed veg. And just really got bit by the bug. And I took a break teaching English for a while, and I realized, no, I miss farming and food too much, and working with the land and working with plants. And we knew we were growing out of the position we were on in Maryland, and like we wanted to have our own thing and start a farm. We wanted it to be in Vermont. Like we would vacation up here, and like we'd see the farmers market and all the craft cheese and beer and all the awesome pizza, and we're like, this is where it's at. And like the NOFA and the Food Hub Network, like all these organizations, and like the scaffolding was in place to like really support farms, like, and make them succeed, help them succeed. And people got it, and they showed up.
And there's so much more demand.
Demand,
Like the market in Rutland's amazing. Rutland's only a city of
14,000 people.
Yeah.
And we're coming from a city of 70,000 people in Maryland that didn't have a good farmer's market. Like, didn't have a farmer's market.
It was sad. It was not worth going to.
Yeah.
As a market.
It was like a $300 a day market. I mean, farmer's market. So we saw what was happening up here. I was like, we want to start a farm. We want it to be in Vermont. And so we moved up in 2021, and we're looking at land up in Chittenden County, and we never thought we'd be in Rutland County. We thought, for sure, if we're going to farm, we're going to go where the people are and be close to Burlington, because that's where everything's happening. But then I think we realized
there's no housing.
There's no housing. Like, there's no way like we could afford a Chittenden County property on like a market garden salary.
And we were looking at land trust properties, but then we couldn't build on it, and so, that was a big blow. And then we looked further afield and found this piece of land, and it was like right amount of infrastructure, right amount of land, prime soils,
river,
near a river, plenty of water to irrigate. And then we got really lucky because Shrewsbury is just like an amazing community that we had no idea. I mean,
yeah.
You don't have time. You just see a place, you got to put an offer down. So you don't have time to really get to know the community, but we got lucky there.
Yeah, the community's welcomed us with open arms, and evening songs on the other side of town. And Ryan and Kara have been amazingly supportive and open with us as we kind of find our legs here, and have been just sharing so much with us and just providing so much support. And we were able to get into like the Rutland market right away. We've been able to tap into all these wholesale opportunities right away, like open up a farm stand, and just like, it's just like a wide open opportunity. Like anything we want to do, it's like there's room for us to do it. It's pretty amazing.
What do you think was a big driver of that success, we'll say, of establishing your farm as a new kid on the block?
Like emerging with our brand and...
Yeah, I mean, anything.
Well, that's why we got the alpacas. Like immediately people were like, who are those people that moved to town with the alpacas?
Catch people's attention.
Yeah.
The hook.
It did actually work that way. It got a lot. They got a lot of people's attention. Well, this town is just super curious and receptive, I think. Like as soon as we moved, people were like, who's that? Who are you? People would show up in the driveway all the time, like with blueberries and like, who are you? Let me tell you about the property and who lived here before. Like, so there was just this natural curiosity among the community members to know us, and then that we had a business, and we're just in a place like Vermont generally is just so supportive of local businesses, it seems. And then we came to this after years of learning how to farm, and before we landed here, we spent like a year and a half just like dialing in the business plan and like designing the farm, so when we found a place we could hit the ground running. And so when we got here, we just like launched the farm business, and like we moved in July. We closed on July 7th, right?
Yeah.
And we had like beets and carrots for sale by late August, September, and all the neighbors were like, oh my gosh, like you guys are quick. Like we had the gardens out front so people could see, and they're just, you know, people can't
Hit
resist
the ground running.
Yeah.
an alluring garden. Yeah. Yeah, we just like started selling in the little general store a couple miles down the road, and popping into the Rutland Farmers Market as a vendor, and I don't know, I think, and we just put ourselves out there. We like showed up to things so people can meet us, and like our brand too, like we built a nice website, and like our branding is like pretty appealing and catches a lot of people's eye, and that stuff works. Like work.
Marketing works.
Yeah.
What do you know? Made yourself known.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool, and really interesting to hear. What does sustainable farming mean to you, and how are you achieving it?
It's a great question.
Yeah. Well, I think as organic farmers, you know, everything comes back to the soil, and so I think for us, improving the soil is sort of our North Star, and I think our practices and our methods, I think we can build fertility and organic matter, like even while we're producing crops, but then moving forward, doing more and more cover cropping and relying less on bought-in fertility is sort of how we can reach that next level of sustainability. I think if we're improving the soil, you know, that's the main thing. The other things, obviously, that factor into it, we're building biodiversity, building habitat for pollinators, leaving things intentionally, planting all the flowers, trying to attract bugs and build those ecosystems around the farm.
Yeah, I think of it, there's all the like the biological sustainability, the ecological sustainability, and that's like what brought us to farming. And then as we've been building this business, we're starting to realize too, in addition to that, there's a whole nother layer of sustainability for a business, and we're now starting to think about like, can we keep people working on the farm? Can we create jobs that are appealing to people, that pay enough, that are inspiring and fun and worthwhile? And I think that is becoming a larger picture of what sustainability means for us. Like the people involved, like will they come back? Will they want to continue to look for jobs in farming? Can we continue to work in farming? Like is the work
burning out or getting injured?
Yeah, exactly. Like, can our bodies sustain the work? And that's like the sandbag thing. Mm-hmm. Like, we love this work. We want to do this for the long haul. We don't want to break our backs doing it. And we don't want to break our employees' backs doing it either. And we want to create meaningful work both for ourselves that like our bodies can enjoy doing, like moving forward into the future, and that we can find other people that want to do it alongside us. Because I think if we can't we can answer a lot of the ecological sustainability stuff through our practices and land management and the way we grow.
Yeah.
And then there's this whole other component of sustainability, just involving the people that we're doing the work with, ourselves and our employees.
What advice would you give to a beginning grower or another young farmer?
Definitely work on a bunch of other farms. Like, we're always amazed when people just work one season somewhere and then start a farm. And I mean, I managed a garden like basically in my second or third year growing after only working 1 or 2 seasons. And I think I was in over my head, but obviously learned more than I ever could working for somebody else. But we have so many valuable lessons just from working on other farms, both what we don't want to do and what we do want to do. I think it's great to learn both. Go work on a farm 1 year doing one style and completely opposite the next year, and you'll figure it out.
And I think I'd say apply for grants. There's so many grants and like resources out there to help beginning farmers. Invest in critical infrastructure or build a cohort of people that can support you as you build your business. And like we got so many grants. Like every year we've been here just to do those things, to find people that will support us with soil or projects or the risk mitigation here on this land. The wood stove, the NRCS, like there's just so much out there to support small farmers. Just like tap into all of that.
What does the 10-year outlook look like for your farm?
I mean, we're only in year 3, so
Right.
I think we're just starting to find what we're good at, find what we're not good at. I mean, every year is so exciting because it seems like we're making all the mistakes, but we have so much, still having big gains in the learning curve. So we're still at a steep learning curve and still figuring things out. But I think, like Jess was saying earlier, as we move more into perennials, we're going to dial in sort of the annual veggies and then bring on more perennials. And there's just like a huge demand for fruit. Like nobody's growing organic fruit, and that would be awesome, I think, if we could have veggies and fruit. Yeah. We don't have a ton of extra land to grow, so it's not going to change a whole lot in terms of acreage, but
I thought you said that we would be able to retire. No, we'll definitely be working. Yeah, it'll be a landscape of more diversity, I think.
Yeah.
A lot more fruit, maybe some nuts. We've always been excited about chestnuts and hazelnuts. And yeah, a mix of annual veggies and flowers and all kinds of fruit. I mean, especially kiwi berries. We're like, why is nobody growing kiwi berries in Vermont? Maybe they don't grow here. Whatever. We're going to figure it out.
About ready to find out.
We're going to figure it out. And yeah, I think a lot, we love the farmer's market. I think a lot of farms do grow out of the farmer's market. And there's, within 10 years, we may be pretty tired of giving up our Saturdays. But, we hired somebody to do our farmer's market for us on Sunday, and that was, awesome.
yeah.
We love, the connection to community that you gain at a farmer's market.
And seeing the end customer receive the product, and how excited they are. But I think one day a week is good.
Yeah.
Not doing too many.
Yeah.
But yeah, we might do more wholesale. Every time we're unloading totes and totes of veggies on Saturday morning at 8 o'clock, we're like, this can't be worth it. But then we know people that have been doing it for 20, 30 years and they're still doing it. And so we probably will keep doing it for a while. But then when we can send out an equal amount of produce in 2 hours to a wholesale customer, it just seems like...
But what would happen to the farmers markets if there weren't willing farmers? I get stressed about that. I was like,
somebody's got to be
part of
there.
the food system.
The farmers are aging out. There has to be farmers ready to line up to take over those vacancies at the farmers market to keep them viable and vibrant.
Yeah.
And that's part of Vermont's culture is the farmers markets.
And that's why we moved here. So.
Yeah.
We can't just let it go.
Yeah.
Who's been an inspiration, mentor, or influence for you guys?
Yeah, definitely Singing Frogs. They were great mentors. We just happened to be in California on our way back from New Zealand and asked if we could visit for a couple weeks, and they threw us in with the crew, and we got to see the whole place. And then a farm that we were on in New Zealand called Pakaraka Permaculture, we stayed there for 6 months on and off woofing, and they were like an amazing market garden doing like quarter acre, half an acre of no-till veggies. And that's when we were really sort of refining our idea for how we wanted to farm and what we wanted to farm. So that was a big one. And then here, I think in Vermont, we look up to Small Axe. We went there last year and saw their place, and they're just amazing farmers. And then Trillium Hill, man, we saw their place last fall, and it was like their veggies are just glowing. Their farm is amazing. So, and then Ryan and Kara Evening Song are our mentors here in town. They've been super helpful. And I mean, so many. There's just there's so much information out there now. Like we were at Common Ground Fair in Maine the other week, and we saw Elliot Coleman talk, and that was just like, you know, he's obviously the elder statesman of market gardening, but just seeing him in person was like just really re-inspiring. And so there's all those guys too, Elliot and Jean Martin.
You mentioned applying for as many grants as you could. Vern and others have mentioned you've worked with NRCS. Could you tell me a little bit about what you're doing with them or how that experience has been?
Yeah, we applied sort of right away and got really lucky. We got an amazing agent who just sort of explained the process to us, and like we signed up for so many things in our first contract. That was one thing we didn't understand, but now we do, is that like the more conservation practices you can do, the more competitive your application is. So we signed up for like, reduced tillage, applying compost, cover cropping, mulching, just like all these practices that we wanted to do anyway and we're planning on doing anyway. And then the high tunnels, what else? We had a huge list of practices, putting in pollinator plantings and hedgerows and some of those things that are still in the works. But right off the bat, we got our first contract approved, and then since then we've had 2 more rounds of high tunnels get approved, and now we're planning on doing the alley cropping with them and a few more insect habitat projects and bird houses, and
The beetle bank.
just keeps going on and on. There's something called a beetle bank, which is just like building an intentional habitat for beetles.
It's a mound of grass, I think.
It's either a mound of grass or like
NRCS is very
a
excited.
lasagna bed. of garden.
Interesting. Sounds terrible.
But they pay us for it. Yeah, no, they've been awesome.
Beetle Bank. This is where the creepy crawlies live.
Yeah, yep.
Interesting. Huh.
And they've connected us to other resources too. Like they've brought out, the local NRCD folks and river engineers and specialists to talk about how we can manage the erosion on the riverbanks and flood mitigation. And so they've just been a resource for connecting us. They brought out an agronomist to help talk about IPM and bug management. So yeah, highly recommended.
All kinds of things.
Yeah.
If you had if you had the opportunity for a grant, we'll say $10,000 to $50,000, what would you spend it on?
Oh man.
No match requirement?
Just free money. Just a random. That was a question I thought of the other day. I'm like, if you could have a chunk of change.
One thing that we wanted to do that was a little out of our price range is put solar on the barn and get some battery backup for the farm stand, because now we have so much refrigeration going that we don't lose power often, but when we do, it's scary. That would be one nice thing. And then my second, you can have your own answer, but my second thing would be to build an awesome new greenhouse, we put that one up because it was free and easy, but we want to build like a passive solar greenhouse that's insulated on the north side and, a lot more efficient. Probably not covered in poly, but something more durable and insulated. So that was a dream for a while. We might convert this barn into a greenhouse.
Yeah, this is where we wanted to put the passive solar greenhouse.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're partially there with this.
Yeah.
Right?
That's how we got
going
the idea.
with that.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Just put some sidewalls on it. Yeah. What would you do with 50,000?
I think the solar is up there. Like our electricity bill has just been growing so much. The more we grow, and it
just makes sense.
Yeah, and for the resiliency, because we do get power outages, and with all the infrastructure, it's stressful, and we're trying to mitigate stress and promote well-being.
Trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think those are the top ones. I was like, maybe a nice delivery van for like the farmer's market. But actually, we just got like a little trailer that we pull with the Subaru, and it's like the move. It's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Unhitch it, and we have a good car, and then hitch it up, and it's just big enough to take everything to market.
Yeah.
What's a time when you felt really successful farming?
I think anytime we get a good crop of carrots. Yeah. I think carrots for us on other farms that we worked on were always sort of elusive because they had just really high annual weed pressure, and it was just never had carrots. And then we moved here and we're like, ooh, one, we have sandy soil, and two, we don't have a lot of annual weeds, so we can grow carrots.
Yeah, I think carrots are up there, and also beets and spinach. Like when we moved here, the soil was so acidic that beets and any of the chennapods just really struggled to thrive. And we would paper pot them and direct seed them, and they'd just wither and turn yellow and just not go anywhere. And now that we're in year 3, it feels like the soil is finally in a better place that we can grow healthy crops of spinach and beets for the first time. And with nice
Seeing
foliage.
that improvement over the 3 years has been cool.
Yeah.
It feels good.
The other side of that question is, what's a time when you felt really challenged farming?
July.
Annually?
Every July. We this year managed to get away for a short weekend.
That's 5 days.
4 days.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, in July.
At the end of July,
We had 2 summer
early
vacations
August.
this year.
Yeah. But leading right before that vacation, I think we were kind of at the end of our rope.
Yeah. July's hard. I think it's challenging. We love the work, but it also feels hard to keep it balanced with other needs, and that's when it feels hard for me. We grow all this beautiful food, and at the end of the day, we're too tired to make a nice meal with it. It really gets me sometimes, and I'm just exhausted or not even hungry because it's hot, and I'm just I want to go to bed, or I have to do computer work or something after dark, and that's demoralizing and challenging for me with farming. It's so hard to keep things in balance during the peak of the season. How people crack that code.
Life balance?
Yeah, the work-life balance, yeah. Because it's just so demanding. The to-do list is inexhaustible.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's all stuff that feels deeply gratifying to accomplish and check off as well. So
You want to do it.
I want to do it. So that's hard.
Well, it's been great to get to know you guys and your farm a little more.
Yeah.
So thanks for showing me around, and
Thank you
thanks
for coming.
coming on the podcast.
Yeah, of course, Andy. Thanks so much for reaching out
Yeah.
and letting us be here with you. It's awesome.
fun.
And that was the Farmer's Share. I hope you enjoyed this episode with Connor and Jess of Stone's Throw Farmstead. The Farmer's Share is supported by a grant offered by the USDA Specialty Crop Block Program from the Vermont Agency of Agriculture, Food, and Markets. This funding helps to cover some of my time and travel in order to produce this podcast until March of 2026. The USDA Agricultural Marketing Service supports projects that address the needs of U.S. specialty crop growers and strengthens local and regional food systems. I have no doubt that this podcast will meet those needs and help educate growers to support the industry. If you enjoy this show and want to help support its programming, you can make a one-time or reoccurring donation on our website by visiting thefarmershare.com/support. We also receive funding from the Vermont Vegetable and Berry Growers Association. The VVBGA is a nonprofit organization funded in 1976 to promote the economic, environmental, and social sustainability of vegetable and berry farming in Vermont. Their membership includes over 400 farms across Vermont and beyond, as well as about 50 businesses and organizations that provide products and services of all types to their members. Benefits to members include access to the VVBGA listserv to buy, sell plants and equipment, share farming information, and tap the vast experience of our growers. Access the community accreditation for produce safety, also known as CAPS. This program is designed for growers, by growers, to help you easily meet market and regulatory food safety expectations. You can access the VVBGA's soil health platform, where you can organize all the soil tests and create and store your soil amendment plans and records. Access to webinars for growers in the VVBGA annual meeting. An email subscription to the Vermont Vegetable and Berry newsletter. Camaraderie, enhanced communication, and fellowship among commercial growers. Memberships are on a per farm, per calendar year basis, and annual dues this year are $80. These funds pay for the organization's operating costs and support educational programs and research projects. These funds also support projects that address grower needs around ag engineering, high tunnel production, pest management, pollinators, produce safety, and soil health. Become a member today to be a part of and further support the veg and berry industry. You can visit thefarmershare.com to listen to previous interviews or see photos, videos, or links discussed from the conversation. If you don't want to miss the next episode, enter your email address on our website and you'll get a note in your inbox when the next one comes out. The Farmer's Share has a YouTube channel with videos from several of the farm visits. We're also on Instagram, and that's where you can be reminded about the latest episode or see photos from the visit. Lastly, if you're enjoying the show, I'd love it if you could write a review. In Apple Podcasts, just click on the show, scroll down to the bottom, and there you can leave 5 stars and a comment to help encourage new listeners to tune in. I'd also encourage you to share this episode with other grower friends or crew who you think would be inspiring for them. Thanks for listening.